This is it. It's physics class. We're doing math and using our best friend for physics. Okay, so another C1 problem for Unit 3, non-uniform motion. This time what we have is a particle, so it's a thing, and it has an acceleration, of 6.24 meters per second squared for 0.3 seconds. At the end of the acceleration time, the particle's velocity is positive 9.31. We want the initial velocity here. So what we actually have here is we have an acceleration of 6.24 meters per second squared. We have a time of 0.3 seconds, and we have a final velocity of 9.31. So if I were to draw a little picture here, here's the particle initially, here's the particle on final. It's got this final velocity here. It has some initial here, and it's accelerating through the middle. Okay? We want the initial. There's a bell again. So how do we go and solve this? Well, if we want an initial velocity, we want VI, and we have AT and VF, we can go ahead and look at our best friend, and we can use equation number 3, just like we did in the last problem. In this case, equation number 3 will be used. It's VF equals VI plus A times T. But this time, we're not solving for VF, we're solving for VI, so we need to be a little careful here. Some people like to put in numbers into all of their values, like VF, A, and T, and then move things around to solve them. I personally don't. Whenever you start getting into higher order physics, numbers can get very annoying very quickly. So I like to run all of my algebra first, and then I like to put in numbers at the end. If I'm putting in algebra first, what I have to recognize is that A and T are bound together through multiplication, and when I need to subtract them over to the other side due to that addition side, I'm subtracting them, I'm actually subtracting A and T. I'm subtracting the multiplication of those two terms together. So whenever I rewrite this, it's going to be that VF minus, and then the combination of A and T, AT, those stay together, equals the initial velocity. Okay, so that's the equation that I want, and now I can put in some values here. Our final velocity, if we just go up here, our final velocity was 9.31 minus, and that minus is due to the negative sign from the algebra, the acceleration of 6.24. This is meters per second squared, 6.24, multiplied by a time of 0.3 seconds. This is nice because now everything will be in meters per second, and we can multiply and add it all together, and this will give us our initial velocity. When we put the 6.24 and the 0.3 together, let's see, 6.24 times 0.3 gives us 1.872, so 9.31 minus 1.872, there's probably too many decimals, but whatever, 9.31 minus that quantity. Let's just round this to 7.4 meters per second for our initial velocity. Okay, so that's how we set it up. If you wanted to, multiply these together initially and then just subtract them over, you can do that. It's the same thing. Like I said, I just like to do my algebra first and then put numbers in the end. Okay, but once again, we get a problem where a nice little picture, identifying variables, and then working through it with our best friend is the way to go about it. Just make sure you're being careful with all your algebra, and you'll be fine. But for now, this problem is finished. Adios. Take it easy now.